Yay!
Take it away, Tony. I'm excited
All
to hear it.
right. Oh, this is exciting. Okay, so I took a course. It was specifically for registered dietitians using Instagram, but honestly, it can be applied to anyone. And it was really for people who are looking to grow their business. So this is where the idea came from. So basically, the first thing that I took away from the course was that Instagram is all about aesthetics. You know, it's different from Facebook, meaning Facebook, you could post 10 times a day. It doesn't matter because it's not going to come up and look like a pattern when someone goes to your page. When someone goes to your page, it is a business profile. It needs to look professional. So the way you post on Instagram should be different than the way you post on Facebook. And I didn't do any other social media trainings or anything like that. So remember, this is just specifically for Instagram. So one thing that really works for a lot of people is creating patterns. So if you look at I should probably send you guys some like cool designs. Like when you go to someone's page, it should be obvious. Okay, this person is about fitness. This person is about nutrition. This person is about cooking healthy recipes. It should be very obvious. And then there should be somewhat of a pattern. So some people, you just choose a simple pattern where you just use the same filter every time. It's consistent. Some people do a pattern, like if you look on mine, I'm working on doing like, when you go to my page, there's 3 food photos, 3 like exercise or something alternate photos, and 3 food photos. And it's a pattern like that. Some people will have like, they'll post a selfie, a quote, a selfie, a quote, a selfie, a quote. And then when you look at it, when you go to the front page, it literally looks like a perfect pyramid of what they're trying to put across. Some people use color patterns, so they might use the same background to like make sure that your food's always present behind something like green or blue or whatever. Because the idea is that if you're reaching out to someone and you message them, what are they going to do? Their first thing.
Look at your page.
They're going to go to your page. It's the first thing. So, you know, you want to create those patterns, and it takes a lot of planning. And it's called Plan to Post. It's an app. And I paid, it's like really, you can do it for free, but then you are limited of how many things you can plan out. But it's a really great thing to also, obviously when you plan ahead, as you know, you really start to think about like what you're going to say. And once again, you're going to treat it differently versus your Facebook page. So that's pretty much the basics of creating the pattern. Any questions on that? Okay, so then the other thing that I thought was super interesting, but now that I've been doing it, it makes a whole lot of sense. Their recommendation to post on Instagram is 1 to 2 times a day. Okay, especially now that the algorithms changed, you don't have to worry about being on top of the newsfeed anymore. If you're liking, which I'm going to get into hashtags in a minute, if you're like people's posts and you're engaging with that person, you're going to pop up on their newsfeed. It's no longer about that because you posted at a certain time, you're going to pop up. Whereas Facebook, from my understanding, the algorithms are all over the place. So the more you post, the better it is because you never know where you're going to get on the page. So where it comes to Instagram, the goal is to do 1 to 2 times a day, whatever you can stick to. Not less than that, though. So not every other day. Like, you have to be consistent. And the idea is because if you're posting 1 to 2 times a day, you can easily get that plan to look aesthetically pleasing. But then also what you should be doing is engaging. Liking people's photos, commenting on people's photos, messaging people. Instead of spending so much time planning your posts and doing like 3 to 4 posts a day on Instagram, use that time to comment on people's pages, like people's posts, all of those things. So that was something that honestly, if you're using the right hashtags, which I'm going to talk about next, it's really been working for me. Like, because I've stopped spending so much time about worrying what to post and when to post it, it's already planned for me. So now it's all about, okay, this is where I'm going to go now. After I create my hashtag set, go into the hashtags and see other people's photos that use a similar hashtag than me and start getting the people that I think they could either be a client or a customer for me. So the next thing you want to do is create your hashtag sets.
Wait, Tony, can I ask you a quick question about what you just said?
Yeah.
So like, like you said, it's not about the time. So it's not like, you post at 2:00, you're going to be at the top of the thing.
Right.
So it's more like, so the interaction.
It's more about interaction and engagement. And like what we already practice, which is leave a question.
Okay.
Like always have something where someone can engage. Right.
So people engaging on yours, and then so if you're then engaging on someone else's, are you going to pop up in theirs kind of thing?
You should.
Okay.
Good.
Gotcha.
The idea is that like if you're engaging, then that's what you might not like what they were explaining to me, which is kind of true. Like my likes haven't necessarily gone up, but my engagement has gone up. So there's more comments on my posts, which is so much more important than how many likes you get.
Like, remember what Shalene said at Summit?
Yeah.
Likes wear thin, questions for the win, or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's just, honestly, a lot of it was a lot of stuff we already heard before. So I'm trying to talk about the things we don't know. But yeah, so now, okay, your hashtag set. So I use the Plan app to have my hashtag sets because you can just do your note section in your iPhone. And that's just a way to keep it organized. So like because I blog about food, fitness, and then my podcast and radio and just like social media and stuff like that. So, and then a lot of my dishes tend to be like plant-based or whatever. So what I do is I have like a fitness hashtag set. Like if my post is like for this morning, like because I did a workout post, I have my fitness hashtag set. If I were to do like a healthy dish, I might have like a plant-based eating. That's just what I label it. So in those hashtags, you're going to create 30 of them. So it takes a lot of time, to create the hashtags because there's another tool to it, which I'm going to get to. And using all 30, because every time someone goes through a hashtag, they're searching, you're losing an opportunity. If you don't use all 30, you lose an opportunity for someone to find your page. Okay? So when you're creating your hashtag sets, you want to be thinking of the person you want to draw in. So be thinking about, okay, so like, for example, my hashtag I've been using so far that I really am getting a lot of engagement with, that I'm attracting people that genuinely would either just need my help or would be actually amazing coaches. I'm hashtagging self-motivate because I want someone who's self-driven, but also like needs help and guidance, right? I'm not trying to help someone that doesn't care and, thinks they know what they want to do. Like I want someone who has like somewhat of a motivation to want to do this and is starting on their journey. So I look at so that's one of them, the hashtags that I look through. And then you're going to, after you create your hashtag, go through, you're creating that hashtag because that's someone that you would want to attract, right? So you're not going to necessarily, so Keela, as a registered dietitian, your hashtag, I do registered dietitians, but say, for example, you're not trying to get registered dietitians on your team. You might not hashtag registered dietitian. Does that make sense? Because you are registered. Maybe you're looking for people to help, not necessarily, you're not looking for other registered dietitians. You're looking for people as a client base, not as a coach base. I'm saying if you're trying to get a client, right? You're not going to hashtag registered dietitian because they're helping other people. That may have been a bad example, but
I know what you mean.
Yeah, but okay. So you're going to create your 30 hashtag sets. And then basically every time you do a post, you're going to copy and paste that and try to be consistent, because what you want to do is be on the top post of that hashtag. So, if you were to hashtag self-motivate, my stuff will come up because I've used it a lot. And I also choose to do hashtags that don't have a lot of numbers with them. So I used to think that you should do the hashtags that have millions of people that use the hashtag, but that's not going to work, because if millions of people use them, it refreshes every time someone uses it. So you'll only be on the top post for a short period of time. So you have to kind of use the hashtags that have the goal is anywhere from 6,000 to 300,000. You don't want to do vegan, hashtag vegan, that has 1 million people. You don't want to do hashtag vegan, okay? Because everyone's doing that. And that means that yours is going to be gone. No one's going to see it in 3 minutes, right? But if you do hashtag plant-based eating or something. It's like similar to what you're trying to say, but not as many people use it. More likely, if they're going to search that, you'll come up. So that's pretty much. I think the hashtags might be confusing. Does anyone ever have any questions about that?
No, I know what you mean, and that is true. Like, I learned that the hard way too. Like, I was using the ones. I was like, oh, the top ones are the best one. But that, like, I started trying to go like a little bit down, or if I try to pick a new one, I try and like do not the top one, because then you are seen more.
Yeah, and then like I said, you're gonna get less likes, but you're gonna attract the people that you actually want to help. Right, so it's not about the likes.
And you're coming up with 30 and using them on every post?
Yeah, so I come up with 30 different. So yeah, you come up with 30. So let me just give you an example. So I don't know if you guys can see this, probably not. It's the Plan app, and then you click hashtags, and then you can manage your hashtags.
That's really cool.
And so then I have a hashtag set for vegan, but the hashtag vegan's not in it, but I labeled it vegan because I do a lot of vegan dishes, and I know vegan is a big trend. So I label it vegan because anytime I make a vegan dish, all I have to do, so you go to edit and all 30 are there. It tells you like 30 out of 30. All you have to do is press the word copy, and it copy, and you can just paste it right onto your page. Yeah.
I need this app. It's called Plan to Post?
Plan. Yeah, Plan to Post. Plan with 2 N's. It's amazing. It really is. And then you could also, like, when you plan your post, you could also look and see if aesthetically does this look right before you actually post it. And you can decide if you want to post it, like, so like a good thing it's been helping me with is like a lot of times, like for example, my workout this morning that I posted was from yesterday that I did yesterday, but I posted it this morning because I knew I was going to be at work, and I haven't done like a fitness related post in a while, and I know people like that. So I planned it for when I was at work at 7 a.m. this morning. Literally, I was charting on patients, and then I just pressed okay. Like, it was,
whatever works.
you know what I mean? So it's helpful in those situations, especially when you're really busy. It's a good way to kind of just have it ahead of time, like at least just like in your head decide, okay, this is what I'm gonna put out there. So, yeah. I mean, I guess I think that's really it. I didn't want to give too much.
No, I think it's good.
Yeah.
Let's see. Whoever has a TV or something, I don't know whose it is. If you could like turn it down a little bit, so we can, or is it you guys?
Not me.
No, that's great, Tony. Thank you so much. Like, how long is it? Like a couple week course, or like how does it?
So it's a 5-week course, and I think to be honest, it doesn't say that I finished it, but I think it's because the course has like other parts to it, and I'm just doing the Instagram part. But I'm sure it's done. But it's really honestly like it says 5 weeks, but they would come out with the content on Sundays and then just give you time for the week to review it before you could go on to the next stuff.
Gotcha.
So it really would be like maybe like a total of like an hour and a half of videos to watch per week, but it was good. I mean, I think you guys can take it. I just got a really sweet discount.
I mean, nothing wrong with that.
Like a ridiculous price, if not. But I can find out if maybe they'll give you.
Yeah.
And they have other stuff too. I mean, I'm taking it from a woman who she has her own business in Europe, and her business is helping people be entrepreneurs through social media, pretty much. And she teamed up with a registered dietitian who I connected with, who I started following, and she was offering the course, and so she told me about it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you have any information you want to share on our team page, so we can look into more. For anyone else that's interested, feel free to share anything you have about it.
Yeah, it's really, really great. Yeah, I think that was really it.
No, it was awesome. I love Instagram, and it's becoming such I've noticed the shift in my business. Like I used to be like so much more on Facebook, and now I notice that I'm like so much more on Instagram.
Yeah. It's so different. I notice in different things too, like my stories on it. Other thing. When it comes to like, if you don't share, so if it has to do with you, it's a little different with coaching, right? Because you're being a coach is like, for example, Keela, I'm just going to take you out, for example. Like, part of your coaching is the fact that you get to be home with your husband. So, like, him being on your page, like, makes sense, right? Yeah. But AJ's going to hate this. But, like, AJ being on my page doesn't make sense because that's not what unless we're working out together, right? But me just with him, you know, maybe even though those posts would get more likes than anything else, but, like, stuff like that goes on your story.
Gotcha.
You know, like things that, like, if your animals and your pets, if they're working out with you, which they do sometimes, which brings funny characteristics to it, they go on my page. But if it's just a picture of them, if it doesn't go with your flow or your idea or your aesthetics of when someone goes to your front page, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Mm-hmm. So think about that.
Yeah.
When you're posting. And the reason why I said that was because I noticed that my story on Instagram is super popular, on Facebook not so much. But for whatever reason, when I go live on Facebook, there's more interaction than when I go live on Instagram. I don't know if it's because people just don't like to tune in like the second that it says that I'm live versus Facebook they do. I don't know. But I mean, maybe I just haven't tried it long enough or tried more.
But it's also good that you can pick up on that.
Yeah.
There's like an echo or something.
I think it's everyone, you know, it depends on who your followers are. They're different.
Yeah. Like sorry, am I like echoing or something? Do you guys hear that?
No.
I like hear myself echoing. It's so noise. Okay, can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
All right, I'm just gonna hear the echo, or is it just me?
I kind of hear it a little bit now that you said something.
Yeah, I'm like, what? So I forgot my train of thought. One other thing, I think I said this before, just to go off to Instagram, that I have seen, like, literally, I saw some of the top coaches do it, and I started doing it. I tag my location in every single thing I do on Instagram, and so many people have found me that way. Like I literally made a friend who lives near me. We're meeting for coffee on Friday. Like, she joined my challenge group, and like we're like similar. She got married recently. She's new to the area. Doesn't really know a lot of people. She found me from like where I live. Like, I live in Harleysville, so I always tag Harleysville. She found me. She's in my challenge group, and like now we're gonna be like actual friends. Like, so it's cool, like, to find local people like that. So just I don't know if it's anything about that in your training, but I noticed some of the top coaches doing it, and I did
definitely
for me. So
yeah, so definitely tagging location is really important. It's definitely gonna get people obviously engaged near you that you know. One thing I'm kind of hesitant to doing was, like, I think it's people in Beachbody said, like, tagging the UK.
I did it.
Or, like, so, like, I guess it'd be fine if you're talking about that, right?
Yeah.
But don't just tag it just to tag it. Just kind of, like, also don't hashtag something that has nothing to do with your post. Mm-hmm. So don't create a hashtag set that has to do with plant-based eating and then hashtag, flexitarian or something, like, you know, or carnivore, like, obviously, like, you know what I mean, like, make it relevant to your post, because people don't like that when they go to a hashtag and it doesn't represent what they're looking for. They kind of get upset. But as for the location, I think it makes sense to do it from where you are. But unless you're talking about a location, I mean, I don't know that part. It wasn't really said. I'm just going with, like, I don't feel it would be weird for me and, like, disgenuine, I think it would come across if I was like, hey guys, you know, I'm making my dinner. This is what I have, like, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, hashtag, and then, like, underneath you see the UK. Like, it just wouldn't make sense.
No, I know.
You know? But what you could do, what Anita said in her training, was hashtag, like, UK moms. You know, hashtag, like, mom life. You know, the doing stuff like that, searching the hashtags is different than, like, tagging yourself in the UK if you're not in the UK.
I did it when I did a specific post. I was like looking for founding UK coaches, and like I tagged.
Yeah, then that makes sense.
Looking for UK.
Yeah, that completely makes sense.
I love Instagram. I think it's getting easier.
Yeah, and people are actually like reading their messages now, whereas before they like didn't even know direct message was a thing.
Yeah, like it takes a little bit, but I notice people like actually answer them. Like I get conversations started so much easier on there. So maybe one day you'll be able to like answer your Instagram messages from a computer. That would be great.
I know, right?
That's the only thing I don't like about it.
You know what also would be amazing? If you could go live on Instagram and Facebook at the same time.
Yeah.
Because I have to decide which one I'm going live on, and it's a lot. And then to do the same video twice is like a little silly. I don't know. Like,
here's what I do. I go live on Facebook. I save the video. I use the Continual app I think I told you guys about it before. It chops down your video.
Yes.
And then I put it on my Insta story because I'm like,
I know, but then it's like I don't know. I think when you do live and then people can watch it, there's no interruptions, and that's what makes it better. But I love that app.
Save time.
It's the best app ever, and I love it for my workouts. It's definitely spiced up my story with the workouts.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. I have to figure it out.
Do you guys do polls at all on your Instagram stories?
The polls, yeah, all the time.
I love them.
It's the best way to start conversations.
Yeah, I did one today, like just like a stupid one. Like I did one time. I had Britney Spears playing during my workout, and I was like, "Is anyone still a Britney fan?" So many people. Yes. Yeah. I was like, "Wow."
Yeah, it's so good. And it could be anything, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I've actually added people like to my accountability group. I've just been like, but like the free one, like. Are you looking for, like, I was like, are you looking for ... accountability? Yes or no. Healthy meal planning? Yes or no. Home workouts? Yes or no. And that's the people that I knew. I was like, okay, these are people that I could add to my free group. These are people that I could add meal planning system and blah, blah, blah. It's just a great way to start a conversation.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Yeah.
Any other questions about Instagram or anything anybody wants to talk about regarding Instagram? Any other questions in general? Anything that's working? Anything you're struggling with? Anything you guys want to talk about? All right. Well, how's everyone doing this month? So we're what's today? 7 days into the month. A week. Any good conversations going? How are you guys doing with that?
Easier to sit here and complain. I've had a few good conversations going. They just they fell a little short.
Huh? And why is that?
I'm not positive. Sometimes they just don't come back. They're in the conversation and then they kind of disappear and then they don't message you back. That one happens a lot.
You ask them questions?
Yeah.
Okay. People don't answer all the time. They forget. They pick up their messages. They're busy.
Yeah.
Send them something back. Like, always remember that you're in control of that conversation. If they don't answer back and you send them an invite, send them an invite. Like, hey, like, haven't heard back from you, but I'm starting this new cool thing. Like, would you be interested? Like,
yeah.
Literally, like, follow up and consistency in your business are like what you need to do. Like, I'm literally like, I had this lady, she has like been ready to sign up, ignored my messages like so many freaking times, and then like tonight I finally sent her the enrollment link and she's supposed to sign up. We'll see, but it's like she has not answered me so many times, but then like she's been watching me, I guess, and she finally like commented on one of my posts when I was like, drop your favorite emoji below if you want this and this. She did, so I reached out and she answered. You know what I mean? So it's just like following up, and just remember that you're in control of the conversation. It's not they didn't answer, it's did you ask? Like, you have to be bold. You can't worry about what people say, and you just gotta.
Yeah, because then if they're like no, like stop answering me, like no, flat out no, then you know to just keep moving, like move on. Don't waste your energy on them. but you can't find out until you like ask them straight out, want to join my challenge group.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually felt good that some of my questions were actually getting a direct no, because that was better than where I had been.
Yeah, honestly, it's a huge relief when people are honest with me and tell me like straight out, like, because then number one, I can then, it could be like money. I want to know for real. Like, I don't want you to say, okay, yes, 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 and then not do it. Like, I want to know, like, are you struggling with money? Like, are you just not ready yet? Or is your husband against it? Whatever it is. So that way, either I can help them find a way to make it work for them, or just be patient for when the time is right. But like, the more you know, the more you can actually assist them.
Like I was voice memoing you guys last week about the one girl I was talking to. She reached out to me, was interested in like my Burn for the Bird challenge, and then was like, actually no, I'm gonna wait. I just started Whole 30, and I was like, okay, that's fine. I was like, you know, what do you like about it? What do you like? I'm just asking her questions, just talking to her, being human. Like, what are you trying to work on? Like, what do you know, yada yada. And then it turns out she's like, does want to make lifestyle changes, isn't happy with her job. She's overeating and drinking wine because she hates her current job. And she's like, actually, yeah, I am. Like, I was like, have you ever thought about doing what I do? And she's like, yeah, actually, that's part of the reason I reached out. So we set up a time to call. I literally call her. She didn't answer. I texted her the next day. She didn't answer. That was a week ago. I texted her again. She didn't answer. I'm just like, okay. Like, so I put myself out there. I thought it was her. She, like, maybe she got scared. And am I going to freak out about it? No. Like, I offered. She wasn't ready. Maybe she'll reach out to me in a month. But she knows I wanted her to be part of our team. And
yeah, and you find that when you kind of stop asking them or whatever after a while, but you're consistent on your page, they eventually reach out to you, because then they're like, oh, you know, I forgot that she has this idea for me or this program for me, and I want that. That's why showing up on your page is really important and consistent every day.
And at the end of the day, like, it's not we don't have an agenda. Like, it's about them. So, like, I put it out there to that girl. It wasn't good for her right now. So I don't want to, we're not here to force people into something that's not right for them. We want them to dream when it's their time. You know what I mean? But as long as you, like, that's what, like you said, Tony, showing up every single day is so important, because then when they're ready, they know who to come to.
Yeah. The goal is to be, this is from the 10 time effect. What is it called? I love this book, okay? I've finished this audiobook. I have like one more, I think it's like an hour left, but it's like an 8-hour book. Any second I have a chance to listen to it, I'm listening to it. But basically it's saying like so people, his name's Grant Cardone, the author. So when people think sales, they think Grant Cardone. Like my goal is when people think dietitian, I want them to think Tony and Marinici. Like, so when people, the goal would be then when people think of coach, they want to put your name next to that. So if you're constantly showing up and being that, just honestly leading by example, then people are going to associate you with those positive names. Absolutely. So that's the goal. And then when they need the help and they want the help, they'll come to you. If they don't need it or they don't want it, we can't help them.
And that's why, like, showing up, like, people seeing you, like, I had this, like, I've been doing this almost 2 years, and now people are reaching out to me more than ever. But it took me showing up every day for almost 2 years. Like, the days it was hard, like the day my grandpa passed, like my wedding day, I showed up, like I planned ahead and, you know, things like that. But like, I show up when it's hard. I literally had someone comment on my post, like, you're so real, because I share the hard stuff and share what I'm going through. And people know, okay, she's a human. She has struggles. She fights them. I know she's going to show up for me. So like, when people like they will reach out to you, but you have to like earn it. Like, they're not just going to reach out to you until you earn it. So that's why this business, like, it's not always going to pay off right away. Like, you have to put in the time and the effort. But when you do, like I keep getting like so many just aha moments and so many like messages from people recently, conversations. I'm like, this is why I do what I do. And it's like, you know, you have to think just day after day, keep doing the things, doing the hard things, talking to people, being a human, just putting yourself out there to help them. And that's what this is all about, and it will pay off. That's my little spiel.
Yay. Is it okay if I hop off? I have a call with someone.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna hop off soon too. I haven't seen Anthony all day, so but before you go, Kathy, can you hear us? Kathy, can you hear us? Give me a wave.
No.
Oh, okay.
Yes, yeah.
Okay. This is Kathy. I don't know if you, maybe you can hear me. We can't hear you, but welcome her to our team. These are some of our coaches. We're so happy to have you.
Welcome.
Yay. All right, guys. Tony, thank you so much. You did an amazing job. It was
Oh, you're welcome. Sorry, I didn't plan for it. So
it was the best. Like,
oh my God. But I hope you guys learned something. And then if there's anything I forgot, I'll post. And if you have any questions, just reach out.
yeah, and as you like, if you I thought you said you were finished, but if there's anything else you think of that you, like share.
Yeah.
You think we
I
would?
will.
So
I'll screenshot the plan app so you know what I'm talking about.
yeah, that would be great. Because I tried to look for it while we were talking. I was like, I don't know if I have the right one. So.
Okay.
All right. Well, thanks guys for getting on tonight. Have a great rest of your night. I'll talk to you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.